Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? So, I figured I'd do a little short video on my shop. Let y'all know what's going on in the shop. I told myself I want to start doing more videos. Now, this is just my personal page. I have a business page too if y'all like to follow. It's Lawn Masters Pro, or it may just be Lawn Masters. So, yeah, check it out. I'll try to put a link in the description, but if I don't, I'll get to it later. I really focusing on that more time in the in the summer. But anyway, check it out. So this shop, I'll tell you a little bit of the history of it. This table keeps moving on me. So this shop was made, like the materials, the company that made it, I think was back to 1860s or 1870s. It's pretty old, like super old, and it's really strong though, just like, you know, everything back in the day. Back in the day, they didn't play. So everything now is just kind of like plastic and, yeah, like thin metal. Now, but, you know, the strong stuff does have, you know, some cons to it though, like lifting it. It takes so many jacks, and it's like I have 12-ton jacks that I have to space out when I was lifting this garage slash shop. And it was just a lot of work, you know, and everything was made different back then. Like, for example, you know, they did do like the 16 on center studs, but the way they interlocked was kind of like, not even J, but like a G, and then another hook. Like, so it's almost like a full circle. And they would slide, and they slide on top of each other like this. They just, so when it rains, you know, I'm first-hand witness, I got to witness this. When it would rain and the wind would blow here in Kansas, it would come through those seams, these little bitty joints, and it would come down and it would go under, and it'd come into the shop on the concrete. It is on concrete, you know, slab on grade or whatever you call it. But it was so irritating, dude. Like, it was so damn irritating because, like, you be in here trying to, like, do something, and if it's raining, you know, of course you ain't gonna be outside in the rain. So water would just be coming in, and it's not like flowing, but it's still irritating. Like if you had something on the floor and you had to get it up because you didn't want it to get wet. Okay, if, you know, what if you're plugging in something like electrical? You don't want that to get wet, you know, or short. You know what I mean? You just don't want to risk anything like that. So that was a real hassle. It leaked air like a whole lot. So like now it's pretty cold. It's like in the 30s. I'm from the South, so, you know, anything below 50 to me, I don't like it. If you want to be real, I really don't like anything below 70, 60. But I've learned to deal with it, you know, don't be complaining too much. But so a little bit more about the shop. It only had 2 outlets. It had an outlet like right over there. I know you probably can't see it. And it had an outlet right over here. It's time to do squats, but we ain't doing squats till later. That's my little workout thing to remind me to work out. Anyway, it didn't have but 2 outlets, so I don't know if you can see them. I'll take you around here in a minute and show you. But I put basically like 10 outlets, 3 on each wall, and then like 1 on this wall. And you have no idea how much of a blessing it's been. I didn't even have this light. I had 1 light bulb that was here, and I had another one that was here. Now, there used to be a wall here. Right, you're going to see, I'm going to show you right here. And I'm not finished with the shop. I don't want to brag and like be like, oh, my shop's the poop and all this. No, it ain't nothing if you want to be super real. It's just, man, a poor man's shop. But I'm trying to make it something, you know. I come from nothing, so I'm used to not having nothing. So to have something, I'm thankful. So yeah, I'll give you a little tour. Check it out. So, I'm trying to hold the camera up. I guess we'll start right here. So these shop lights you see, I installed those. All they are is from Harbor Freight. They're like $20 lights, and I got them hanging on these rods. They come with some. They came with some like little chains. I can show you exactly what they are. And I wish I knew where exactly everything is in my shop, but I don't 100% all the time. They came with these, and with little J hooks or infinity hooks is what I call them. Them like figure 8. And you just hook them up. Actually, I did use them right here. And I don't run all these lights. As you can tell, I did 1, 2, 3. I was going to do 4 right there, but I was like, man, that's overkill because these lights are like really, really bright. But I got one right there. I haven't hooked up yet. You can see right there's where the power electricity comes through. It's not on, it's not hot, but it runs there. And that was the original, because there was a light right there. And it was like a little pull string light. So I'll go ahead and turn them on, just kind of show you. Like, dude, look at all this light. Man, it's like daylight in here. Like, you ain't got no problem seeing. So it's pretty smooth. I'm gonna turn them off because I don't need all of them. But I'll keep them on. I'll tell you, I'll keep them on for the video. All right, so where it all started, jacking this building up, as I said before, all down here, you see that plate? Well, try to get on the camera. Right there. That's a 2x4 plate that goes all along. You had to jack this building up. I'm looking at the camera. And you had to do it with 3 12-ton jacks. I got one of them over here, right over there, under that ladder. So I do one there, one there, one there. And I've never done anything like this. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't YouTube anything. I was just trying to like use some common sense. I was using like 2x4s, setting them up here. And as you can tell, I bent the metal from the whole weight of this building. Man, this thing's heavy. It's ridiculous. So once I got it all jacked up, then I had to put down what they call like a little seal, a termite seal. So, because I was thinking that's going to stop the water. And guess what? It didn't. But I'll get to more of that later. I put down the 2x4, I put down the seal, then I took anchors, concrete anchors, anchor bolts, and drilled through the concrete. You want to talk about a headache. One man trying to do all this, it's ridiculous, and here's why. It's really hard. It gets very frustrating because you just need someone to hold something for you, like on the other end of the shop, and there's no one there, and the wind's blowing, and dust is blowing in your eyes. The termite shield won't stay in one place where you want it. Camera angle sucks, the light. And it just got old real quick, man. It's almost to the point where I'd be like, man, I'd rather pay somebody. But guess what? I didn't have that option because I ain't got no bread. So you kind of like just have to tough it out, and you ain't got no choice unless you want to be broke. So, and plus I got to learn a lot, you know. I'm glad I went through it. But anyway, did all that, went around. All right, so there used to be a wall here. There used to be a walkway right here. It's about, you know, normal width, 36 inches wide. As you can see, this stud was part of the original stud that went through this wall. You know, it was capped all the way across. And it had like shiplap walls. And it was cool, but I was just like, man, I want it to be open. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I ain't trying to, because if I wanted to bring something through this door, then I'd have to make a turn right here. And like, if it wouldn't fit, I'm like, no, we ain't trying to play that. So I went, did the whole jacking around the whole thing. I haven't finished jacking this side up yet. I did put plywood and insulation, but it's gonna be cool. It ain't that big of a deal because I haven't anchored it down. I haven't like put bolts in it, so it's all good. And just because it's a little off right over there, and I'll show you what I mean. Those would be like, man, I'm doing a project. I wish you would have showed me, because I'm that dude. I'm the YouTube critic. I'll try to hold it above. Right here, you see where the metal is further over, and it needs to be like up to here. So I got to take a ratchet strap, hook it to right here. Here's them J channels I was telling you about. They made like a weird curve in there. Hook it here, run it all the way over there, and hook it, and then start tightening it down like a ratchet strap, like a big ratchet strap, like for trucks, like big trucks and stuff. Not semi-trailer, not 18-wheelers, but you get it. And anyway, that'll get it right. So then, after I did all that, there was nothing on the walls, so I didn't have to tear anything off of the walls over here. This used to open. It worked fine. I didn't mess with it until I was like, man, do I really need 2 garage doors? And I was like, no, I'm not going to pull my car in here because I want this to be more my space, like I can come to like when it's cold, and I don't want to be in the house all day because I don't like staying cooped up. So I closed this one in, and I took bolts. Man, this is tough. Right here, I drilled through with a drill. Get you some good metal drilling bits, because trust me, you're gonna wish you would have, because you're gonna be in a tight spot sometimes, and you can be like, man, I wish I would have spent just a little bit more money. And I know you're trying to be cheap, trying to save $1, you know, but hey, whew, you're gonna work yourself. So I closed it in right with the bolts, impact gun with nuts, and threw the insulation in there. And there's nothing behind there. I foamed it just to seal up some stuff. You can get that stuff for $2.50 at Menards when it's on sale. The same thing all the way around. Put some foam down here, what they call backer rod. It's pretty much the same thing, but it's a lot cheaper to buy that backer rod, and it just fits really well. So I did all that, right? Did the same thing over here. I didn't close this in though. I want this to open because I got to pull my mowers in for my landscape business, my lawn business. And after that, I ran wire. I was like, man, I need some outlets. So I ran the wire all along top. Nothing pretty, nothing special. You can still see the wires. And then I was like, man, now I need some heat. Now I got to keep some heat in here. So I made this barrel stove. Put my initials on it. Nothing special. I ain't a welder. As you can tell, I messed up right here. Oh, boo-boo the fool. Think I know what I'm doing, but I really don't. So then I come over here and I'm like, all right, after I ran my outlets, oh yeah. By the way, getting through these, no games. Guess what you gotta do? You have to drill through these metal studs first with a metal tip drill bit. Then, once you get that right, then you got to come with a piece of wood with a self-tapping. Well, I ain't gonna say self-tapping, but kind of like self-tapping, where to grab the metal and then pull the wood to it. And so it's just a lot, because if you put just plywood over these metal studs, how you gonna? It's gonna be hard. You can do it. I ain't saying you can't, but it's a lot of work. I'd rather drill in the wood, and it ain't gonna hurt nothing. After I did that, I put in the outlets, right? Then I started doing my insulation covering. Then put foam around it. I framed this window out. And that's plexiglass. It don't even open. This window I left alone, and I'm glad I did. This window was just like the other one. I told myself I was gonna put an AC over there for in the summertime. You know, I'm out here, it's raining, I can't do nothing. Whatever, you know, you get the point. But look, it's old school. Simple. Pull and close. And it's just, man, it's solid steel. It's a beast. All right, so this conduit, as you can tell, it was tied in right here. That was the only light I had. One little light. And I was like, nah, we got to do something different. I did that. Now, I went around, I put the plywood up, I painted over the plywood. I know I'm jumping around, I'm trying to do my best. I wanted to leave that little wall right there up. Right there. There you go. I wanted to leave it up just so I can hang stuff on the wall, and I'm going to make it look nicer over time. But this is where I'm at so far. The foam board. You can't see it. This sucks. There it is. Polyboard. That stuff right there. $25 a sheet. Same stuff there. 4 by 8. Got one hanging right there. It shouldn't be hanging, but it is. Man, just lighting to throw things off. But anyway, going from Lowe's, and it's flying down the road. $25 blown away, and I had it strapped down real good. And I was going like 50, 55. But anyway, the problem, I'll say this, I'm going to say this loud and clear. If you have a metal shop, listen to me, I'm going to say it again. If you have a metal shop, do not put Polypro EPS insulated foam board directly to metal. I was a dummy. I didn't know no better. I looked on the internet. Everybody said, yep, it's cool. Where'd that spray go? I think I might have, no, I got it. I'm going to show you what I use now, because they said, oh, it'll work. They didn't have this at the store no more. This is PL300 foam board. They didn't have this at the store. I had to order that online. So guess what? Guess what I went to next? Let me show you. I believe in seeing, so I want y'all to believe. Where is it at? Right here. So guess what I use? Get here in the light. 3M Super 77. See that? It's backwards, but you get the point. 3M Super 77. So, that right there, it stuck for a little while. But, Here's why I'm saying all this. I say all that to say this. Metal that gets hot and cold, hot and cold. You know, it changes a lot. Guess what? It's eventually not going to stick to this foam board no more. It's not going to work because, you know, it's going to get a condensate and it's just going to be jacked up. Now, what you have to do, and some of y'all probably already know this, they'll be like, man, he is kicking a dead horse. And I'm sorry, but I'm telling those for the people that don't know, because I wish somebody would have told me. I could say a lot of money on this shop, but you know what? You can only get so far with YouTube sometimes. And I don't know a lot of people. But anyway, that's another story for another time. You need to put I'd say 1x4s, 1x6s in your roof. You need to put 1x6s. That ain't gonna do right. And what I mean by that, you say, what do you mean? Which way, that way? Run them long ways. So if your garage runs long ways like this, on the inside of the roof, run them long ways like that too. Like I ain't got a ceiling. I mean, I just got open ceilings. So guess what? I have to come from the roof and use barn screws, what I was told they were called. I'll tell you the real name of them. Pole barn screws, yeah. That's what they are. By Grip Right, or Grip Fast, sorry. So you can get them, they're expensive now, I ain't gonna lie. They're about $10, $12 for a little box of screws. But you need them, and here's why. You say, well, why do you gotta have wood? You're gonna have to have somebody on the roof drilling a hole. You're gonna have to have somebody on the inside saying, all right, I see where your hole is. Have them to push, tell them back out. They put the board where it is, where the screw hole was. And then they're going to have to hold it, get your fingers out of the way, and they're going to have to screw down. All right, you do that the whole way across. Probably, I'd say 3 rows, 2, 4, 6, you know, in the middle on your poly board. So somewhere 2, 4, 6. And run that long ways, the boards, again. Now, when you do that, that's when you come and use this foam board, that adhesive, that PL300. I even tried Gorilla Glue. That Gorilla Glue is the only thing that helped this stay. I will say that. And it's still coming down a little bit. And it's Gorilla Glue Max, like $10 caulk, $12 caulk. Ridiculously expensive. I had to cut this board in half. I don't know if you can see it, but I cut it in half right there. Just to try to make it stay, because the full 4x8 sheet wouldn't hold. Moving on. So then I started, you know, feeling like, man, started coming a long ways. Starting to do something, you know, your boy's doing all right. You're like, what'd you do right here? You just put some of that foam board in there? Yep, I sure did, because here's why. I wanted to see how much better it is than bat insulation. This is R13 or R11. I think it's R11, but I can't remember where it's at. It says it on there somewhere. But anyway, ain't nothing as good as closed cell foam. I don't care what you got. Not for your walls. I've done a lot of reading on it. Open cell. No, I wouldn't. No, it just because I think open cell. Maybe I haven't read enough. I think open cell though, you get too much air that can come through, or moisture. So this has a moisture barrier in it. Of course, the brown side goes to the warm side. What I'm also thinking about doing, just a thought, I don't know yet, going all the way around that back wall. Cause I ain't taking everything down again. You ain't hang that up. We'll just run this heater. I got that heater for a deal. My buddy, he gave that to me for a little bit of change. But and now I ain't do nothing strange for some change, so don't get it twisted. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking about doing. Just to try to keep some heat in, you know. But I'm thinking about doing something different here with a heater. I'll probably just get a shop here, because basically this supplements this. I don't like running this all the time because the fumes, it's loud, I love it, you know, it gets it warm quick. 155,000 BTUs, but I take pride in my little heater that I made, and one day I'm gonna toss it, you know, just like baby steps, like kindergarten. You know, I'm gonna graduate to something big boy, and but you know, I'm thinking about I made this off YouTube. I followed a dude off YouTube. He told you just exactly how to do it. It was cool. Anyway, I'm gonna put some like some storage area here. Basically 2x4s and these tabletops. And man, I'm gonna do a few more things. Same thing over there. I got storage area up here. I didn't tell you about that. That's like a loft. I got a cot up there, just in case I ever need to come out here and there's something in the house. You know, whatever. This place is made out of metal building, so it's stout, it's strong, but it ain't perfect. You know, like, look at this. Look at it. I ain't even get it right. Let me tell you what I did. I messed up. I just straight up messed up. Where those bolts are? See these bolts? The wood was hitting them and I was having a hard time, so I measured wrong. I think I measured 2 or 3 times, still got it wrong. And I was like, oh well, we ain't burning that whole sheet. We ain't throwing it in the trash. I'm just gonna take some foam and squirt it all up in there and call it even. So anyway, I figured I'd share this with y'all, to whoever the public is. I don't have a specific audience on here. You know, my lawn channel is different, but yeah, man, if y'all are going through, you know, a renovation in your shop, you know, let's take the shop out of it. Let's say a car, your house, a desk, whatever you're going through, man, just keep striving, keep reading. You ain't gonna learn it all. You ain't gonna get it all, and if you do, hey, more power to you. Peace out, you know, be good. But just keep at it. And man, I hope the best for y'all. God bless. Peace.